got lots of things to talk about, bro.
Yeah.
We got the blackouts in Europe. We got GTA 6 that got pushed back again.
There's a homie at the gym. He saw the he saw the post on Twitter, I think, or X, and he said that GTA 6 was being pushed back to May of next year. I was like, oh my god, bro, another year. At this point, I don't even think I'm gonna get it.
I'm not even gonna get it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait. If anything, I'll wait. I don't. Yeah. I first heard about it at work because I was at my work computer. I always have like my stock, like the stock stuff, always on alert. So I got an alert, and it said something about like a 10% drop in whatever stock. I was like, what the hell? So I clicked on it, and it said GTA 6 pushed back till next spring of 2026, May. And I told my coworker, I was like, hey bro, check this out. He goes, what happened? He goes, you're never gonna believe this. Just guess. He goes, what? And I was like, what's the video game that everybody's anticipating? He goes, GTA 6. And he goes, like, hella fast. And I was like, yeah, but what about? I was like, but yeah, guess what happened? He goes, are you fucking kidding me, bro? There's no fucking way they fucking decided to delay it again. I was like, yeah, how'd you know? He goes, God dang it, man. He was all pissed, bro. He goes, I'm waiting for the game, dog. I'm waiting. And I was like, damn, dude, like, you're that hyped up. I was like, he's like, yeah, bro. I didn't even get to buy the last one when it came out because I was hella little, bro. He was like, he was like a kid, bro. I think he was like at elementary school or something.
Yeah.
And he goes, so I'm hyped about this one because I'm like, I can buy it physically, like, and actually buy it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, dude. I was like, that sucks, bro.
Yeah, bro. They're always leading people on with these releases all for what? Meanwhile, they're releasing like Red Dead Redemption games and all that shit. Like, come on, bro, just pause one project and like focus on this, you know?
I don't even think it's about a project. What I think it is, bro, I think what they're doing is, this is my theory, is I think they're waiting for the next gen consoles to launch. So I'm thinking that at the end of this year, Sony's probably gonna announce like a next gen console, and they're probably gonna start pushing the new GTA game on the new next gen console. I'm thinking that's what it is, because there's already been rumors that Sony might already announce like another console coming out already at the end of next year, and people were already kind of mad about it because usually Sony and Microsoft, they'll wait like almost like a 6 to 8 year time span on their consoles before they release another one, because it's expensive, bro. Like, can you imagine buying a console every 4 years or every 3 years? It gets expensive, dog. You can't really do that, especially with these consoles costing like $500 and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's a lot of money, you know?
It still feels like PS5 was released yesterday.
It does, huh?
Yeah, it still feels brand new.
Yeah. Did you get the PS5 when it first came out?
No, I think my brother ended up getting it somewhere during, I want to say, 2021.
Yeah.
Or like during the peak of COVID, he got his hands on
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't get it when it first came out, but we got it like probably 6 months, 6, 7, I probably would say 8 months after. My brother got it from one of his bosses, like, because his boss was using a bot to scalp the PS5s on the internet. So every time Best Buy would have like a restock, his bot would start buying them. So we got ours retail, so we didn't even pay the inflated price, because you know how they were going for like almost $800, $900. We paid retail, bro, and we got a disc version too, so we paid like $400 for it.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was like the peak of bots when everybody was using bots to swipe everything, bro. Oh my god, bro, it was hectic, man. Just bots everywhere you go.
And that was like that was like during COVID, like, or during like the whole COVID era, where everything was getting more expensive, so people were getting bots for like games, shoes, clothes. That's like, even like when Supreme had like things coming out during that time, or Yeezy, people were using the bots to buy stuff, bro. You remember that? Yeah. Bro,
when you were a regular buyer, you were fighting like all kinds of demons. You were fighting the bots. You were you were fighting the bots. You're fighting the people that were like insiders,
yeah.
And then you're fighting people that are like hooking their homies up, like backdooring, you know what I mean? It was impossible to snag shit because they were selling everything, bro. It was hectic, and then like once in a while you would hit on something good, but it'd be rare.
One of my friends told me that he was trying to buy something from the Nike app during that time, and he was already he had the app out and everything, so like as soon as it was released, he hit like He had his shoe size and everything already like pre-selected. So as soon as it got, like literally hit, like it was like say 9:30, 9:30 came around. He hit put in cart, buy and everything, and literally it said it was already sold out. He goes, how can it be sold out, bro? If I literally didn't even wait a minute, bro. It was like right there and then. And I was like, it's because you're going against bots, bro. You're getting it, yeah.
Bro, you're fighting all kinds of people, bro. Especially when they found out that Nike, I forgot who it was, someone in Nike, their nephew or son, they were like, they're hitting everything. They're getting everything before anybody could get them. Yeah. And he was buying, it's not like he was buying one or two. He was buying like hella stuff, like almost all, like most of the supply.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I think
but then again, it's our fault because we're like hyping up, trying to buy hyped up shit. Yeah. So if everybody stopped playing that game,
that's true.
Because like, look at what China did now. They were like, oh, okay, you guys wanna play this tariff game, whatever. We make shoes at these manufacturers, whatever. You just gotta find the manufacturer and they can make the same.
And they can make the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all comes down to that game. If you find the manufacturer, you'll hit a big.
You'll hit a big, yeah.
You know.
That's true. Did you know that? I had no idea, but did you know that Adidas and Nike make shoes just for the Chinese market that aren't even available in the U.S.?
I didn't know.
I just learned this like the other day. Like I was watching some guy's video on it was about that actually. It was about how people were starting to buy. Not really. They're not. I mean, I guess you could call them fakes, but they're not really fakes because you're buying them from the same factory. Yeah. So they're not per se like legit. You're not buying them from Nike.
Yeah.
But you're buying them from the manufacturer.
Exactly.
But they still have the Nike swoosh. They still have everything. But you're not really buying it from Nike. So he's like, I can't really call it a fake. I would call it something else. Mm-hmm. But anyways, he was talking about how he started buying shoes like that. He was like, I'm just gonna buy shoes to see if they're real. And they started coming in. And he started comparing, like, for example, the real Nike Sambas to like the ones he bought off of these other
Adidas
websites.
Sambas?
Oh yeah, sorry, the Adidas Sambas. My bad. To the ones he bought. Literally, he said they were real shoes, bro. They were real. Were like the box. It was just all old stock, is what it was. It was old stock. He's like, bro. He goes, I was buying. He showed the price tag on the shoes he bought, like the Sambas, bro. He was getting them for half off, compared to what they were selling them at Adidas. He goes, you're just buying old stock, is what it is. So then he started saying, he goes, oh, I'm gonna buy these shoes because they're not even available in the U.S. It's only a Chinese market shoe. He goes, and he was going on around how Adidas, how these manufacturers make stuff for Chinese market and they're not even available for anybody else.
I think they're better over there because I remember when I was looking at shoes, they're selling like Nike basketball shoes where you could buy the ones that were actual like rubber, like durable soles, where you can play ball outside.
Yeah.
It was called like XD or something.
XD, yeah.
You're gonna have to ask your homie for where we can get that type of stuff. Because I'm trying to buy some dunks at like half off.
Oh, no, it was a guy on YouTube, bro.
Oh, it was a guy on YouTube?
It was a guy on YouTube, yeah.
Gotcha.
But he literally put out where he got, I think some of the stuff he got from Temu, some of the stuff he got from AliExpress. Then he went on like some other website that all they do is like direct shipping with manufacturers. That he was contacting certain manufacturers and they would sell him shoes, bro.
Yeah, because I was looking at the same thing and people were buying them off DHgate, but they're selling the same as retail. I was like, I ain't trying to buy no shoe for like retail, bro, when they're being made for like 20 15 bucks, bro. Like, come on,
man.
Back
in the day, I remember I had a homie who was selling Yeezys, bro. And he would get them off of DHgate from the same manufacturer that Adidas was making them from, bro.
How do you find them, bro?
I don't know, dude. But they were legit Yeezys, bro. Like you couldn't tell because I remember he sold some to StockX.
Yeah.
And StockX verified that they were real Yeezys, bro. So as soon as he found out they were real, bro, from StockX, he hit the jackpot, bro. He was making so much money on these Yeezys, bro. I was like, bro, you're smart, bro. I don't know how he got it, bro.
Load of money.
He made hella money, dude.
See, that's the game. Money, you just find the manufacturer, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, it's not like you're gonna buy those winning gloves where they're handmade, whatever, in Japan.
No.
You're not gonna be able to find shit like that. If you find some shit that's factory produced, bro, you can fucking hit big time.
Yeah. I noticed that like there's certain things that are. There's another page I follow on IG. He breaks down gloves and MMA equipment and fighting equipment, and he kind of compares it to like the alternative, like the cheaper alternative. Mm-hmm. And he goes, these are made from the same factory. So he goes, you don't have to spend $90 on these gloves when you can buy these ones for like $40.
Oh, I think he did that with the Cleto Rays, right?
He did that with Cleto Rays. He did that with Fairtex. He did that with other shit.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, this time he was doing a review on some elbow pads for Muay Thai. They're Fairtex ones versus some Chinese brand. He goes, literally, you're paying $30 more or $40 more because it has a Fairtex logo, but it's the same thing.
Damn. Yeah, it's like comes down to branding, bro. That's crazy.
For your normal like things, like you can get from these alternative factories, bro.
Straight off the production
line, bro. Yeah.
Bro, if anybody knows where I can get dunks, for where I can get them like fucking hella cheap, let me know, bro.
Are you talking about like Nikes?
Yeah, the SB. Remember how cheap they used to be? They used to be like cheap, but I know I can get them. There's a way to get them cheaper, bro. Yeah,
I'm trying to get another pair because they're comfortable, bro. I like wearing them. I've been wearing my other ones to work, so.
Yeah. The Nike SB Dunks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, I didn't know you had them.
I have some, yeah.
They're sick.
But my gray ones.
Oh, okay.
No, Dunks, but they're Nike SBs.
Oh, got it.
But they're hella comfortable, bro. But yeah, I'm trying to get more pairs, but I want to get them at a cheaper price.
Yeah.
Because they're hella comfortable, like, you know, they feel good on my feet.
You know, I wonder if they make these cowboy boots in China too. That'd be crazy.
I think they're made in Mexico.
Mexico?
I think they're made in Mexico.
That'd be hella funny, bro, if they were making them in China. They're advertising them as Mexican boots.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah, no.
They're over there being made hella fast on the factory line.
Oh, I haven't showed you my new boots, huh?
Nah.
Oh, dude. My girl got me some nice boots from Mexico, bro.
Damn. Are they expensive over there or what?
Dude, I got 2 pairs for $80, bro.
No way, bro.
Yeah. Dude, these are $150 here. Because I went to a Mexican spot that sells them. Yeah, they're the same brand.
Oh, shit.
They're the same brand. I literally went to a Mexican spot just to go look at these way before.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, yeah, they're like $150.
Uh-huh.
So when my girl's like, oh, I'm going to Mexico in like a few months, I'll get you some when I go over there.
Yeah.
So she texted me. She goes, which ones do you like? This one is like, I could give me this one and this one. And I asked her how much they were, and she goes, they're $40 for each boot.
What about boots like Ariats? Do they have some like those over there? That look like those?
They do. You just got to find them. You just got to go to the stores and look for them.
Oh, shit. So it's a mission, huh?
No, not really, because you just got to tell them, like, hey, I'm looking for this style boot. And if the thing I like about some of those places in Mexico, bro, if they'll tell you, like, oh, we don't have them in stock, but we can get them made for you, and they'll be here, like, in 3 days. I'm not going to lie. You know? So, like, because I put my boots on. I put both of my pairs on to break them in already. I left them here in the truck, right? My whole truck smelled like leather. Like genuine leather, bro. And I'm not saying the Ariats are knockoffs or anything, bro, but the way that the leather feels on these boots are so much... They feel real, bro.
Rock them in the gym, bro.
I should, huh?
You know what I'm saying? VOG.
Yeah. No, it's...
They'll be copying you. You know how we were talking about everybody's like a copy and paste of gym fits?
Yeah.
You can have your own style, you know? Cut off jeans with the boots. Nah, it's sick though. Boots last hella long too.
They do last hella long, yeah. But yeah, bro, like you gotta I feel like a lot of manufacturers, like a lot of big companies, bro, they're ripping people off, bro.
Oh, of course.
They're ripping people off, man. Like I feel like the way they make things is hella cheap, and then they're just marking it up like 150% to the consumer, you know? It's not right.
People say capitalism is bad for society, but it's not capitalism. We're living in like a monopoly.
I agree with you.
It's like actual capitalism is free market.
It's free market,
but we're not living in a free market. No. Everybody has some kind of tie to someone and connects, and they take over everything.
I agree.
And that's what's going on.
Yeah.
You get me?
It's kind of like, remember how a few months ago the whole like what was it? The luxury handbag industry was going under like scrutiny because
they're marking up like 2,000%.
They're marking up 2,000% for like the same bag that you can get on like a Chinese like a factory website. Yeah.
That's why I'm surprised people get caught up in that shit. They're like, oh, I'm buying this fucking, what's a popular bag? I don't even know.
Louis Vuitton. Like, let's just say Louis Vuitton.
Yeah,
Louis Vuitton.
Shit like that. They'll be like, oh, I'm buying Louis Vuitton. But, like, what are you buying at the end of the day? You're buying a brand.
You're buying a brand, yeah.
What's the point of that? Like, I don't know how people don't think, bro. Like, they're so easily manipulated. Like, they know they're being manipulated, too, but they fall for the hype.
They fall for the hype.
That's why I respect people more that are buying fake brands.
So do I.
They don't give a
yeah, and who cares, bro? Who cares if it's fake?
People
it's
are
not
like, it's fake, but what's real, bro?
But what's real?
That's real, you know?
Yeah.
You're just pretty much buying somebody's last name.
Buying somebody's last name.
Or you're buying product of some witch selling their product line.
Yeah. You know? I just had a conversation with my work homies about this shit in our group chat. They were talking about how they're like, oh, bro, you're hella rich. Because I don't know what. Oh, because I was like, when I go to the grocery store or I go get food, I don't look at price tag like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, damn, bro, you're hella rich, this and that. It must be nice to fucking have all this money. And I'm like, I have money because I don't go out there and buy the dumbass shit you guys buy. You guys be buying shoes, Nike shoes every paycheck, or you guys be buying stupid mods for your brand name mods for your car. And like you guys be wearing like these. Ever notice all these kids at work? They be wearing these Cartier bracelets or whatever they call them, that or these rings. Yeah, bro. Like that brand. What's that brand called? I don't even know what that brand is called.
I know what you're talking. Does it have an open end at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like right here.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I never understood that.
Vikings Bengal. Anyways, yeah, people were buying these, and so I called a few people out. I'm like, bro, you guys are wearing those like expensive ass like bracelets and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, Cartier. The Cartier Love bracelet is what it is.
They probably got knockoffs too.
And I was like, you guys are buying these fancy ass bracelets, and you guys are telling me you guys can't go afford a nice meal somewhere.
I remember like how many times I'd be looking for a car, but because of the hype, people get on a wave and they boost them up.
Remember it happened with the 350Z?
Yeah.
And the 370Z, and then it happened with the...
You know what it happened to me with? It happened to me with the S2000. I was
S2000,
about to buy,
yeah.
Back when I got my SI, first got my SI, I was looking at S2000s, and they were going for 12 to 14 grand at that time, right? And I was like, you know what? It's too expensive out of my budget right now. I'm going to wait a couple of years, wait for it to drop. Bro, them shits shot up by a lot.
A lot, yeah.
But...
I think
it's just a rarity.
Yeah, I wanted a Datsun too, and I was looking for. I remember I found a Datsun. They were hella cheap. It was like a Datsun 240Z. It was like $2,000, right?
Yeah.
And it was running condition, everything. Just needed some little minor work. And then all of a sudden, everybody wanted one, bro. Like I remember there was a few kids in town who started getting them, and they started doing LS swaps to them. And I was like, fuck, man, I'm missing my opportunity. So then I looked again, bro, and they were going for like 10K, 15K. And I'm like, damn, bro, I missed out.
That's the worst feeling,
I hate that, dude.
They'll take something stock and they'll clap them out, bro. And it causes there to be a short supply of like stock cars, and then that shit makes it shoot up. And then like there you are left with like just wanting to get something, or you'll get those guys, they'll like buy a bunch of the same shit and hoard it.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, bro.
That's what those kids at work do, bro.
Yeah, that's just annoying, low key. I like categorize them as like the resellers. I hate that shit, bro.
And now they're doing them with the Chevys now, bro. You notice that they're doing them all with the Chevys. Everybody be driving Chevys. These lower ass Chevys everywhere.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And now they make them. I noticed somebody was looking for a Chevy the other day, and they're going for hella expensive now. These single cabs, like, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, that's why whatever you guys want to snag, better snag it quick.
Snag it quick or don't tell nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't fucking open your mouth at all, dude.
Yeah.
Whether it's cars, clothes, sneakers, whatever it is, don't tell nobody, dude, because the more you build a hype around it, the more expensive it's gonna get.
People get mad at gatekeepers, but sometimes it's good having gatekeepers because then it's not making the hype go up and then shooting up prices or making it to where you can't get your hands on something.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna have I call it the Yeezy effect, because I remember Yeezys were cheap and then they went up in price and now they're hella cheap again. It's the same shit's gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, and what is a Yeezy? That's just like foam or like cardboard type shit, bro. Yeah. Or like knit. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it happened to Supreme too, you think about it.
Yeah, bro. And like hella shit. And then they like the amount it costs to make something like that, it's not worth like buying it for how much they're trying to sell you at.
It's just the
it's a trend.
It's a trend. It's the worth that we give it.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes I look at that shit, I'm like, you know what? Forget this shit. Why am I even like stressing about buying this shit?
I don't stress over it, bro.
Really, I do.
Like
I just want that one whip or whatever that's
okay, I know what you mean now.
Yeah, like I just want that one whip and then it at least be like nice and clean, you know, like reliable, and just I can have it sit there and just like Yeah. So that way I can just have it. I don't even need to resell it or anything.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But then people, they go and they ruin shit. They mess it up. Yeah. Like they'll take nice ass whips and they'll like swap out the engine for no reason.
Yeah.
You know? But
yeah,
I guess at the end of the day, it's people's choice. But this shit like low key irritates me because I know people get mad at resellers. So if you're gonna get mad at resellers, you gotta get mad at people that like hype up everything too. Yeah.
Hype beast.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, I'd rather have people gatekeep, bro. Personally, because then you're not exploiting or getting the item getting exploited in price.
Yeah.
So
and that only incentivizes people to raise up more prices. Now you're seeing people with like clapped out shit, like trying to like sell it for hella high for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that S2000 I sent you? Like that guy's selling it for how much? 60 grand?
60 grand, yeah.
Like, bro, come on, man. Like, what's up with that shit?
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of companies started doing stuff like that to like combat people doing that, like hyping it up and then reselling it. Like remember for a while car manufacturers would put a clause on their cars, like say if you got a specialty car like a Raptor or like a Corvette, a brand new Corvette, that you couldn't resell it within the first year.
I didn't know.
Yeah. So like say, because I mean the Raptor's still kind of hyped up, but not as much as it used to be. But I remember everyone wanted one, and what people would do was they would put an order on one, get it for retail price, sticker price, and then they would mark it up to like by $50K and then resell it. But then the manufacturers found out, so what they would do is they would put a clause in it where you couldn't sell it within the first year of owning it. So they were stuck with it. You were stuck with it, and I mean, honestly, bro, if you're buying a car for $90,000, you're gonna drive it.
Yeah.
And at that point, if you own it for a year, you can't sell it as a brand new car. So that value that you want to add for $50K or $60K, you can't. It's not justifiable anymore.
Yeah.
And even stores do that now. Like, remember the whole toilet paper shit?
Yeah.
When people were running out to buy toilet paper, I think it was like a month or two ago where people were doing the same thing. They were running out and buying like all these supplies. And then all of a sudden, Sam's Club and Costco put up a policy saying people can't return that shit anymore, so they were stuck with it. And they were hella mad. But, bro, you're hyping something up. It's not the store's fault. It's people's fault for that shit.
They're saying the same things about it happen again because of the tariffs. Have you been hearing about that?
Yeah.
You think it's that serious, or people like fear-mongering?
Nah, so I think it's both. I think the media is trying to fear-monger everybody so they can go out and buy stuff.
I don't mean like the mainstream media, but I see people on like IG being like, "Oh, we got something bad coming. You better prepare." They don't even give you like good advice. They'll just say prepare. Like,
I don't think it's that bad. Yeah. I don't think it's that bad, because at the end of the day, bro, like China cannot afford to not sell products, and the U.S. cannot afford to not buy products. So at the end of the day, even if we buy the products at a higher price, we still need those goods. And the other, vice versa, the other people need to sell those goods to other people. Like China can say all they want, saying, "Oh, we don't really need to sell to the U.S." But you gotta realize that the U.S. is still a big market to not be able to sell shit to.
Yep.
And the same thing can happen with the U.S. Like the U.S. can say, "Oh, well, we don't need China. We don't need to get stuff from China. We can build things here." It's bullshit because we don't have the infrastructure to build things to make stuff here. We still need stuff produced in China because on top of us not having infrastructure to make things, there's still labor laws, there's still environmental laws that we can't get around that China can get around. So it's a symbiotic relationship. We need each other whether we like it or not. It's just we're going to be buying it at a more expensive rate and it's going to get sold more expensive. And at the end of the day, it's just hurting us as a consumer.
Isn't it kind of funny how they put all these pollution restriction laws over here, but then they act like the rest of the world doesn't pollute anything? They'll send their factories over there, and they'll pollute the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
And then you got these same rich people like flying private jets and all that shit.
Yeah.
Having their yachts running on hella gas and all that shit. Like, I don't understand how people don't see through that shit.
It's a facade, man.
Yeah. Like they're acting like one side of the world not doing something is gonna affect everything. And then they're buying beachfront homes. They're acting like oh, the sea levels are rising, but they're buying beachfront homes.
They're buying homes on the beach. Yeah.
So you're like, there's something twisted going on. But anyways, Yeah, so I was seeing a lot of news regarding tariffs and how we're gonna be short on certain items, but I don't know what we're gonna be short on.
I think what they're trying to make it seem like that we're gonna be short on is like essential goods, like whatever we buy on a daily basis, like what stuff that gets produced in China cheap, toothbrushes, I don't know, like clothes, I don't know, whatever else, you know, little things that we use on a daily basis that we don't take for granted, you know.
The government is always trying to create scarcity just so they can have an excuse to make prices go up. Yeah. And then people, they'll like spend all their money like buying expensive shit.
I agree.
And then they get robbed, and then we're back to normal like nothing happened, bro.
To be honest, I think it's more of a political ploy.
Yeah.
I really don't think that the whole tariff thing is even about the U.S. trying to play a game with China or vice, you know, whatever it is. I think it's more of a thing where they're just trying to play the consumer at the end of the day.
I think there's something going on a higher level where they're just trying to rob people, bro. Because I was watching a video yesterday. It brought up a good point. It said compared to our parents and grandparents, like, we're facing, not only are we facing high inflation, but we're facing shrinkflation.
Yeah.
So what's happening is, back then you were buying goods and you're getting more, right? Now you're buying goods with less.
Yeah.
Not only are you paying more, but you're buying less. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So you're getting robbed on both sides.
We're getting robbed on both sides, yeah.
For example, you can bring up the point with food or chips or something like that. Before you were buying like a full bag of chips, it might have been a little costly, like normal price, right? But now not only has price gone up, but you're getting less for that price as well.
I remember, I mean, you know, talking about chips, I remember back in the day you can get chips and they were almost filled up like 75-80% of the bag. And now if you buy a bag of chips is only filled like 50% of the bag, bro. The rest of it's air. So and that's a good example of like shrinkflation, bro.
Yeah.
Cause like a family sized bag of chips now is just a regular sized bag of chips for what it used to be. But yeah, I think it's just a game, dude.
Yeah, and these boomers that fall for the CNN news, they're like, "Oh, you guys don't work hard. We used to work hard.
We used to work harder."
But the thing they don't realize is they got their money's worth. We're not getting that shit. We're paying more for less.
For less, yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you guys are lazy. You guys don't want to work. You guys have to follow this system, that system." You know what they say about boomers? It's hella funny. They're like, if you want to make a boomer believe something, just put out a video and slap on CNN on it.
CNN on it, yeah. It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Yeah, I have a lot of boomer people around me all the time because of work and all that other stuff. So they're really entitled, bro. They think that because they already have the money set up for everything, like the rest of us have to work a lot harder. And in all reality, bro, I don't even think those boomers even worked that hard. Because it was a different kind of economy, and I've told these boomers, I'm like, bro,
they were chilling. Like, I mean, they might have had stress, but not on
the levels that we have. You know,
there were some of them, but like they had opportunity to chill.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's definitely a game, bro. Like everybody's getting two sides of the story. You got the blue side getting, you know, the Democrats getting their earful of things, and then you got Republicans getting their earful of things, and it's just putting everybody against each other while the people at the top are getting the money.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching the markets like within the last 6 months, bro, and a lot of these companies have been posting like a huge profit loss. So I think these tariffs are probably a good thing for them, bro, because they're going to be able to market their shit for a lot higher. And we're just buying the shit for a lot higher, so their profits are going to be going a little higher, you know.
I don't know, bro. This is bad. And then especially when I read about the shrinkflation, because I like sometimes we think about it, but we've gotten so used to it, we don't really think about it as much.
You don't think about it, no.
And then when you take a step back, you're like, yo, what the hell? They're robbing the shit out of us.
And you know what? You know what's crazy? Not a lot of people realize or even know what shrinkflation is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised you brought it up, because I knew what it was, but not a lot of people actually know about it, bro. Like, people were hella blind to it. Everybody talks about inflation, and or they know what it is, but they don't know the concept of it. Because I remember people tell me, like, at work all the time, like, oh, dude, like, if you go to a grocery store and spend $100, you're only getting like 3 or 4 items. I remember you used to get a groceries bag, like a whole grocery cart full of items for $100. I mean, that's for shrinkflation at its finest. Yeah. You know, but not a lot of people actually know the whole concept of behind it. You know.
Wait till they find out they're paying more for even less.
For even less, bro.
Yeah. So if you're in the middle, you're getting shit chopped off from the top and then from the bottom, bro.
Yeah.
It's insane how it's insane how much it's happening, bro.
Yeah.
Like, people aren't looking at it, and then like, yeah, bro, and you're like, finances are not keeping up with this, so.
No.
And then if you guys are interested, look at the World Economic Forum. They're trying to bullshit us. They're trying to say we're running out of meat sources, or like it's causing a lot of harm to the environment, and they're trying to make it so that we eat bugs. I've been telling people about this shit, but
bugs, and then also they're trying to do lab grown meat.
Yeah.
Lab grown meat. There's already a company in, I think it's in Israel or Turkey. It's in one. I want to say it's in Israel. There's a company in Israel that's experimenting with
lab grown meat.
Lab grown meat, where it's actually 3D printed.
I've seen it. It's nasty.
I'm like, nah, I don't know, man.
Bro, I don't know how people, like, they're not paying attention to that. Like, legit, I do not want to eat bugs. I don't give a shit if the world ends tomorrow because we're eating meat. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
we need that, like, source of protein.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what anybody says, people are going to try to sway your mind. Like, would you rather eat bugs for the rest of your life, or would you rather have a couple of good months and just eat meat?
I'd rather have a couple good months.
Exactly, bro. Yeah. Like, I don't give a shit about the environment to that level. Like, what's the point of suffering, bro? That's suffering. I'm not trying to eat bugs.
And honestly, I don't even think it does. You know, I think it's because, so the people pushing out these agendas, I think they're trying to make it seem to where, like, they think that the way we do farming now is normal. Maybe the farming that we do now is really bad for the environment, but the way farming should be, the natural way, is really not that bad.
No, and it's these big corporations that are doing this.
Yeah.
If you let, like, people actually do farming and, like, not put restrictions on them, it's actually the best thing for the environment. It's actually the best thing for
the environment. Yeah.
But nah, they're the ones that control this system, and then they create the problem, and then they're trying to create the solution. Meanwhile, they're gonna be while everybody's eating bugs, they're gonna be having steak dinners and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna stop them.
No.
And it's like they're trying to plan this type of thing for like 2030, but people do not care. Like, they're so blind, bro. Like, if I can get a message out, guys, just pay attention, man.
I agree.
Unless you're fine with eating bugs, but
I'm not. I don't want that shit.
Nah, bro. Like, they're trying to put so much fake shit into our system, bro. And then they're saying Bill Gates wants to dim the sun and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something big at play. But
I think there is.
We gotta pay attention, man. Don't fall for that fucking news shit. Pay attention to the mainstream media. It's all stupid.
All a lie.
I wanted to talk about remember I sent you that lady that was I think what was his name? Prince Andrew?
Yeah.
She was a victim of him and Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up passing away.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, bro. There's some foul play going on, and like, it was barely brought up for a day and then it's gone now. But it was only brought up for a day and it's already gone. I think there's some dirty shit that went on behind the scenes. They're trying to put a hit on her. And there's actually people saying, oh, she didn't want to get rid of herself. Or no, they said that you never know, she probably wanted to get rid of herself, but why would she want to do that? She was going after justice and all that shit.
Yeah. Fuck.
I don't know. But they're saying there's some big people at large that were going to get taken down by this. Because that lawyer, he's like, we're going to keep going after everybody. Because I saw the documentary, mm-hmm. and she was one of them, saying that she wanted to get justice no matter what. And now all that shit is gone, swept under the rug. Where's the media talking about that shit?
They can't talk about that. They can't talk about it because they're bought.
Yep.
So
we all know by who. I don't know. That's some food for thought. But I'm gonna end the pod.
Yeah.
You guys have a good night. See you guys next time.
Later.